Welcome to the analysis of the budget 2021. In this video, Ashish, Varsha and I will be covering the proposal to overhaul the Authority for Advanced Ruling framework. This proposal is in line with the overall objective of the government to simplify tax administration, clear the backlog of cases, and reduce litigation. Varsha, would you like to give us a background about what the proposal entails and how the new framework is different from the existing AR framework?
Sure, Shipra. So the AAR framework that's been scrapped differs from the newly proposed BAR Board of Advanced Rulings framework in a few respects. First, as I just mentioned, it's going to be a new authority set up altogether. While functionally a lot of things are intended to remain the same between the BAR and the AAR, a few points of departure and significant points of departure at that are that the bar is going to now comprise of 2 revenue officers of chief commissioner rank or above. But there will be no judicial officers as they were earlier in the AAR, where retired high court judges were required to be appointed. Apart from this, another big change is that the bar rulings are now going to be subject of appeal to high courts with a time-bound appeal limit of 60 days within which this appeal is to be filed. Simultaneous with this requirement also is the fact that the bar ruling is no longer binding on the parties before it. How this is different from the AAR, as we know, is that the AAR ruling was not subject to appeal before the High Court. So parties could only exercise a constitutional remedy to file a writ petition against the advance ruling. And however, that is now obviously subject to change and gives parties a right to file appeal before the High Court. What is unclear from all of this is how the assessing officer or the tax officer involved would be filing appeals before the High Court against an AAR ruling. Of course, a number of things are still going to be clarified subject to any notifications or any further clarifications in the law that may be brought. So let me just put it to you, Ashish. Could you give us your views on how you think these proposals will practically affect the working of the AR or the bar now, in terms of rights of the taxpayers and how they will be litigated?
Sure. Thanks, Varsha. So I think one of the points with respect to the bar is that it will function as a quasi-judicial tribunal. Now, it becomes slightly unclear as how the bar could qualify as a tribunal carrying out judicial proceedings in the absence of appointment of judicial members. Because there have been cases on this point and the need for a judicial member on a bench for it to be considered to be a judicial proceeding. It will be interesting to see how this actually works out. Other than that, I think it is a good thing to have a time-bound appeal to the High Court. Because currently, because there is a writ jurisdiction that the High Court has with respect to AAR orders which are appealed to the High Court, the time limit is not there, and we have seen Revenue Department going to the High Court even with longer periods of time. However, what the consequence of the ruling being not binding is still very, very unclear, and it's only time that is going to give us answers with respect to that. Although the fact that it is like a dispute resolution mechanism as under the Income Tax Act, which will serve as a fast track to reach to the High Court. I think that's about it with respect to the implications from my perspective. Pushipra, I put it to you on what law envisages in terms of transition from current AAR matters. What's happening on that front?
Sure, thanks, Ashish. So in terms of the transfer, what has been done is that a new section has been introduced in the Income Tax Act, which provides for the transfer of all pending cases for the AAR to the bar. Now, pending cases should include both cases that are pending admission and cases that are pending at the final stage of arguments or pending merits. In terms of the previous rulings of the AAR, those rulings have been grandfathered, which would mean that once a ruling has been pronounced either on admission or on merits, either in favor or against the taxpayer, bar will not have anything to do with those rulings, and they will continue to retain their binding nature. The issue, of course, is for pending matters where, say, admission has been granted and the matter is part heard on merits. Then it is likely that the matter is going to be reheard before the bar. So that's obviously going to be slightly time-consuming for taxpayers. Also, one has to sort of see how applications where admission has been granted, but certain aspects of admission, say aspects of tax avoidance, have remained pending, how those matters are taken up by the bar. And lastly, just one point to note is that a lot of a lot of the intricacies and operational details are going to come through guidances which will be issued by the tax department at a later stage. So in terms of how practically the bar is going to function, that one will have to sort of wait and watch how that pans out. So I think this is all from us. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.